Hey good people, it is Tashara from Politics and Fashion, and I have not been on this side of the camera in quite some time, but I wanted to jump back into my planning videos because I love planning. It is one of my most consistent self-care practices. I do it every Sunday, and today is Sunday, and because I have a couple new pieces in from LV specifically for my planner or my planning practice, I figured it was a great time to actually film a sit down plan with me video. So if you also love planning, grab your agenda, or maybe this video can provide some inspiration for you, and let's get started. I've been wanting a pencil case for some time. I thought that I was going to grab one from Goyard and The Devil is a Liar because it's $1,000. And while I do have an affinity for small leather goods, that is egregious. I'm not going to be able to do that. So the one at LV was much lesser than that price point. And let me show you actually what is inside. These are the pens that I use the most often. Something about that pop of blue that just does it for me. You see Louis Vuitton, Paris, made in Spain, which I did not know actually. And the gold foil, which matches the gold zipper. This should not be making me this happy. I am really beside myself right now the more I look at this. I have my fountain pen on the inside. This is by Coeco. I'll open it up. And the nib is actually pretty easy to write with. I mean, you don't feel like a 12th century scribe with it, which is also great. It's pretty functional. My most used pen of all time. If they stop making this, then you gonna have to check me into an institution. It's the Pilot G2 7 nib. I try these other things, but why? This is always the OG. A new mild liner. This came in my Cloth and Paper subscription box, and I love the nib on it because this is actually like a Tombow brush pen, but it is a highlighter. And as you know, with the mild liners, you have both sides. I always have one of these, and when I'm out of them, I order them in bulk from Cloth and Paper. It's a permanent marker, but it has a smaller tip, which is perfect because a lot of the more kind of waxy style sticky notes, you cannot use a regular pen on. If you've noticed that, then this is probably what you need. Two more, and when I want what I would consider to be like a pop, I use this gray pen. It is Anterique GP 1.5 nib. This I also got from Cloth and Paper in a subscription box. And then this Lamy pen is when I want a wider nib. It is their M63, although you can open this and put in whatever size you would like. Also switch the color of the ink as well. Most used pens, I have had to over the years really narrow this down and be honest with myself. Even with the fountain pen, I use it, but again, day to day, what I'm typically reaching for are these two. And these are the two that I will use in this week's spread. Second LV goodie that I just got, as you can see, the LV has not even patinaed because it is brand new, but I cannot wait until that leather breaks in a bit. It is the LV vanity case. This is the Nice bag. I will not tell you what size it is because I do not know, and I don't want to lie to you, girl, so it will be down in the description box. This is not the largest, and it's not the nano, so it's right in the middle. I think it's called the Nice BB. I think, okay? But again, it will be down in the description box. And when I went to the store, I have for years thought that I was going to get this to use as a vanity bag for my makeup. But lately, as I told you all in my latest Get Ready With Me video, I've actually really been enjoying just a dot kit from Baggu. It is cloth, I can wash it, makeup spills, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I would be gutted, okay, if that happens to this bag. So I didn't want to have those kind of issues. Even with an organizer, I decided to use it for something different. And you guessed it, it is now a sticker. I will link Cloth and Paper's website down below because some of these items only come in the subscription box, okay? So we have our big circle sticky notes. This is new. It's the Ivy Lee method. When I run out of space sometimes in my weekly spreads, I actually really like this because as you see, it has task, priority, and whether or not it has been done. Lots and lots of page flags. I find these to be super duper helpful. Half sticky notes. Again, these are great for layering purposes. More page flags. Arrow flags, what they call spotlight flags. These are super old. Not sure if they even still have these. But things like this you will notice in my spreads. I actually write here using the permanent marker that I shared with you. More larger sticky notes from Cloth and Paper. And this came from Gold Mine and Cocoa, which is another black-owned brand that I do highly recommend. Between them and Cloth and Paper, I'm a bit more of a Cloth and Paper girl because I like things to be more minimal in color. But Gold Mine and Cocoa, they got the goods too. Please make sure you check them out, another black-owned business. I keep a bit of washi tape, although this doesn't get used often, but I just like to have it. My little brother actually got me these two colors from Cloth and Paper. And the last thing that I keep in here are these little tweezers. These are helpful when I have more like dots and things like that because you just take them and you grab the item off the paper and it just makes your life so much easier. So that is what is in my sticky note and page flag, very bougie vanity case. I mean, only the real can relate why this is such a monumental moment for me. The little girl who always wanted Lisa Frank from Walmart, but her family could never afford it. That little girl inside of me is rejoicing. My God, today. Won't he do it? Somebody say, will he won't. So we're gonna put this over to the side. We already have out our 2 pens that are going to be used today. And first, let's talk about my LV agenda in case this is your first time around. I'm going to refer to this as A5 size. That is not what LV calls it, but again, it will be linked down below. I say A5 because you don't have to use, of course, the LV spreads in here. And if you want to use another brand spreads, you have to know that this is a standard agenda size, and the size that it's called in the planner community is A5. So let's open it up, and I'll give you a bit of a tour around. This first area is called my dashboard, and I have here a couple things that have come either from a Cloth and Paper subscription box or I got from PlannerCon last year in Chicago. Yes, I went to PlannerCon, okay. Another shining moment in my planning career. So I have this kind of mirrored card that comes every month in this year's Cloth and Paper subscription. Don't know where everything else has come from, but I like the kind of layering of it because it's actually 3 different cards and just a little gold binder clip that I have there. I've not gotten this heat stamped. I probably should or will one day. I don't tend to keep anything back here, but there's plenty of space in case you wanted to. Every month I do something different over here, but right now, this has brought me so much joy. It is this thick plastic dashboard from Cloth and Paper, and I layer it with another dashboard. This one is old, but I've been collecting these, y'all, for years. I've had their subscription box for at least 2 years now. And then I have my dividers. I honestly think these came from Amazon. I don't need dividers much because I don't use multiple sections in my planner. I just don't remember to go back every day. So I've shared that with you all before in previous videos. I will link the playlist down below. What is most important for me is my daily spread and to have a note section and probably some wellness section or goal planning section as well. We'll go through all of them. So let's get started on the weekly plan. And my current weekly spread is by Infinite Lotus. That is a brand out of, I think, Canada. And there's just something about, I know this is going to sound crazy, you all, their paper It probably won't. If you're watching this video, you get it. That I love. It's almost kind of silky. And as much as I love cloth and paper, this paper for me is a bit more elevated. Although I do have some dated inserts by Cloth and Paper. But right now, I'm in my bag with these, girl. I ain't even gonna hold you. Okay, and we'll go through the whole planner and then we'll actually plan a week together. As you can see, I have different stickers. I go through the top. I actually have all of my appointments or my calls for the day. I'm trying to get better about actually planning my workouts as well as the times that I'm filming so that I'm not switching back and forth between things all day long. It's just not helpful. I need to make sure I have a moment to actually sit down and be focused in a way that feels uninterrupted and not that I'm jumping from task to task to task. Just pro tip around productivity there. Also, I have a little bit of a call out of things that I know I want to post on Instagram or other social media platforms like TikTok or even my YouTube shorts. Over here are the things that I want to film. I actually, hold up, did film this. I did not film this. And I did film that. So I'll just migrate this to next week. And then over here we have our to-do list is in what they call the memo section. Got through, as you can see, the majority of my to-dos. I did not do this. So I am going to put a little arrow to remember to migrate that. Let's keep going through different sections. The next section that I will share with you is my well-being section. And right now, the only thing that's in here is my packing list, but it has changed over time. And actually, the new Cloth and Paper subscription box for October is going to have a lot of new wellness inserts in it, so I'm sure something else will go here. But for now, what I found the most useful to be is my packing list. I definitely come back to this time and time again. Have a trip coming up soon, and I'm going to be using this. But for someone else, I could see you having a journal or maybe a weekly check-in here. I can see you having a meal prep or meal planning list here. I can see you planning your outfits here. A lot of things can be done in a self-care or wellness section. Every section, as you can see, has a dashboard. And this one is for reading. I need to actually fill this in. I'm reading Hope and Glory now. I finished Transcendent Kingdom. I gave that a 6 out of 10. Did not love it. And here are the other books that I am reading. I read multiple books at a time, as I've shared with you all before. But I felt like having this little call out up top is going to remind me to stay consistent with my reading. I always pull out my handy dandy iPhone. I have 2 calendars, both Gmail that I have synced to my iCal, and I will check that for my weekly appointments. And then based upon what I did not get done the previous week or anything else that has popped up, I will make my to-do list. I will also use, I'm just going back, this content list to decide what I am filming for the week.
Señorita, consume-moi, donne-moi le temps de t'expliquer. Mamacita, make you know they fun, you know me know they play this game. Señorita, caliente, parle-moi suavemente. Señorita, caliente, do me suavemente. Pas de question, sans toi y'a pas de raison. Je crois en cette création, tu sais. Sois pas paniqué, je sens ton cœur vaciller. J'avoue, je suis prêt à t'honorer. Tu sais, j'avais déjà compris ton message. Tu sais, ton connaît pas un point d'atterrissage. Laisse-moi te montrer, laisse-moi te prouver. Y'a ton mauve. Je t'aime, c'est you, pas de baby girl, non, y'a ton nova. You're too fine. Señorita, consume-moi, donne-moi le temps de t'expliquer. Mamacita, make you know they fun, you know me know they play this game. Señorita, caliente, parle-moi suavemente. Señorita, caliente, do me suavemente. Señorita, consume-moi, donne-moi le temps de t'expliquer. Mamacita, make you know they fun, you know me know they play this game. Señorita, caliente, parle-moi
spread is all done for the week. I really like the way that it came out. What I will say is the highlighter that I originally showed y'all was a little bit too dark, so I switched to another mild liner. But otherwise, I used all the supplies that you saw me pull out of my new stationery bag. I have my appointments listed with a few to-dos. Most of these are things that I need to get done on this day or by this day. Everything else daily I wake up and I pull from this list that is over here. I have my Peloton rides or Pilates, some form of physical activity, called out using these different small page tabs or flags. I am traveling this week, and so I have the small stickers here. Almost forgot therapy, so definitely use this page flag to just highlight that. And that is about it. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. If you want to see more content like this, definitely let me know. I never know how much of this to integrate with my fashion and lifestyle videos, but it's truly one of the joys of my week. Again, I will make sure that my planning videos are linked down below, and I will see you good people in the next video. Peace.